So now we're changing gears because now we're going to look at log functions. And the way I know is because they have a vertical asymptote. In this case, it's at x equals -5. And with logarithms, we're now looking at asymptotes that are being moved left and right, meaning horizontally. So the asymptote is going to give me the h value. And since this is the inverse, before when we were looking at exponentials, we were focusing on the 0.10, the y-intercept, and now for logs, the inverse, we're actually going to be looking at the 0, 1 for the y-intercept. We're now looking at the 0.10 and how that point is changing. Well, the process is the same, except now we know h and we need to find k. So we know h to be -5. So if I do 1 minus 5, that's going to put me over here. And then notice I just need to go down 2, which tells me my k is -2. Same thing here with a. It's either going to be positive or negative based on if it's increasing or decreasing. Well, this is an increasing function, so it's going to be a positive 1. Now, lastly, we need to find b, which again is going to be the same process. I'm going to go to my graph, find the point that's just to the right, which would be -3, -1. How far away is that point from the asymptote? It's 1, 2 places away. So now when I write my equation, it's going to be y equals +1, which we don't need for log. Now base 2. To do base 2, let me make the move. In order to type base 2, you're going to want to hit the shift key. And then you're going to want to hit the minus symbol. And that's how, notice when I do that, that's going to bring me down so I can type my base of 2. And then it's going to be x minus h. We said h was -5, so x minus a -5, which tells me +5. Lastly, plus k. What is k? K is -2. We will see that the line falls on the graph. All right, go ahead and try this on your own. Alrighty, so when we write this equation, we will see that the asymptote is at x equals 2, which tells me that my h value is 2. So let's go ahead and make our little note. We know that a is also going to be 1 because it's increasing. Now I just need to find k and b. Well, to find k, remember we're looking at this point of 1, 0. How is it moving? Well, we know that it moved to the right 2 because my asymptote moved to the right 2. And it's going to have to move up 3 now to fall in the graph, meaning k is 3. And the last part again, find that point that's next. Well, we're going to go up, over. It's going to be right here at 12. K12, 4. How far away is that from the asymptote? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Asymptote's at 2, point's at 12, it's 10 places away. So my equation is going to be y equals log x minus h, which is 2, plus 3. Notice I didn't do base 10. Remember, when we have base 10, that's called common log, we don't have to include the base 10. That's assumed with just writing log that it is base 10. All right, next one, go ahead and pause and try this on your own. All right, so let's see how we did. So A, H, K, B. Start with A. Let's take a look. Well, I can see that it's decreasing, which means that A has to be -1. My asymptote is now shifted left to -4. So H is going to be -4, and we'll go ahead and put that asymptote in there. And notice for this one, even though a is -1, which means that this point would be reflected over the x-axis, because this point is on the x-axis, it's not going to change. Whereas before, 1, 0, when it reflects down to become -1, 0, or sorry, 0, -1. Well, now because my x-intercept's on the x-axis, just because a is negative, we don't have to change anything about this point. So it's still going to stay 1, 0. We're still going to figure out how it moves. Well, again, we know it's going to the left 4. If you notice, when I move it to the left 4, it already falls on my graph, which tells me that my graph isn't moving up or down. So my k value is going to be 0. Then I'm going to find the next point, which is right here, -2, -1. How far away is that from the asymptote? Well, it's 1, 2 places away. So let's go ahead and write this. So y equals negative log base 2 of x minus -4, which is +4. Like I said, it's not moving up or down, so you'll see without putting any k value, it's going to fall on my graph because +0 doesn't actually change anything, so we don't need it.